Hello folks, Dave Schulke here, another episode of our rain leak detection. I'm gonna get right down to what I always see the homeowner getting frustrated about, and that is they keep hiring roofers and plumbers to figure out where this water damage or where this rain is coming into their home, and they just can't figure it out. So let's get right into 3 or 4 different steps that you must take in order to find that rain leak in your home. When I say moisture mapping, what I mean by that is, and I've used this in a lot of our videos, is this hydro sensor here. This detects any moisture content that is within your structure, whether it be wood, drywall, ceilings. This is a must. You can see right here the amount of water damage from this leak, okay? And in this particular situation, the homeowner came out, went up on the roof with a roofer. They thought that they found the leak, so they just masked it with the O-Henrys. And obviously the rain came and caused more damage. So bottom line is, in order to figure out where that breach is, what we want to do is focus on the area that has the most moisture content. How do we do that? Well, we go ahead and start off with the outside perimeter of the damage. And as you can see here, there's no beeping sound. As we come closer, nothing. Nothing. As we come this way, we start to see. So right from about here now we continue. So now we know this area here is more affected than back there. So let's continue this way, yep. And then it stops right here. So from about this point this way, so let's go ahead and let's try this wall. Now you notice the beeping sound is a lot less, so we know that the water is coming down here. Now this is a penetrating moisture sensor. They do make a digital one, but this here is eventually coming out, so it's not a concern of penetrating this wallpaper here. But if you don't want little holes in your ceilings or walls, you might want to consider using a digital one that does not penetrate the structure. This is wet. All right, now that we know this is the most affected area, what you want to do now is open up a small opening, just enough to get your head inside. The reason why you want to do that is you want to look at the substructure, the roof. When you do that, you're able to kind of see where that water is migrating. If the wood is dry, then we're going to go ahead and go up on the roof, and I'll show you some different testing that we like to take. So let's now stop and let's get this ceiling opened up. One of the things that we like to do here at the Twin Home Experts, being that this house is older than 1950, we're going to use our foam shield encapsulation to the area that we're going to be removing. Why? Lead and asbestos. We don't want any contamination in here, so we apply that foam encapsulation to stop any indoor contaminants to go and affect your indoor air quality. So let's go ahead and show you what that looks like. All right, folks, so now you can see we've got complete access and visual as to what's going on inside the attic space here just below the roof. So what you want to do now at this point is use your moisture reader and check all of this wood and find out again where the high moisture content is. So let's do that right now. I could see here, dry, dry. All these areas here are dry. what we're going to do is we're going to go back up a little further to our second hole that we had to make. And we'll show you here. This area is wet and up above is dry. So that's telling me that the water leak is about in this area here. So again, we checked it over here, we checked it here, so it's about in this area here. So now what we're going to do is go up on the roof directly above this spot right here. And we're going to run some water test to determine where that water is coming in at. And now that we've got these holes, we're able to poke our heads up in there and find out where that water migration's at. 6 mil plastic over the contents, which is furniture and flooring. That way if we do get any water coming directly out of our holes that we made out of the ceiling, it's not going to cause any damage. So 6 mil plastic is a very thick plastic that does a great job with protecting your contents. I'll see you up on the roof. All right guys, so I'm about to go on the roof, but I wanted to go ahead and take a moment and kind of give you a little bit of insight on the contraptions that we like using for rainwater leak detection. And that is some PVC pipe, whether it's 1/2 inch or 3/4. And then we put a shutoff valve, and what that does, it allows us to control the water once we get up on the roof versus having to come down the ladder and shut it off. Second thing is a couple options on some tips. As you notice right here, we've got a 1/2 by 1/4 inch reducer. What that does is it funnels a lot of pressure. So when we want to isolate a specific area, especially when it's a small little breach, this little nozzle right here really does a great job with penetrating and activate that leak versus just putting a water hose over it. Now in this particular situation with rocks on top of the roof, we're going to take this particular nozzle off. We're going to go with a 1/2 inch, and we're going to go with a very light water hitting the roof area. And what we're going to do is start from the lowest point. So what I mean by that is this is the area here that is leaking. It's just a little further up. So what we're going to do is we're going to run water here and then work our way up towards that affected area. Then we're going to have one person in the kitchen with the flashlight identifying if that water is actually, where that water is coming through while we're inside running these water tests. All right, here we go. Again, the reason why we want to start low is we want to be able to pinpoint where that breach is. So you want to reenact the rain and run. Okay, so up in the roof here, you can see, I'm going to try to pinpoint right there. You can see the water in that crack right there. That's where the water's coming in at. And if you go further up, it's dry. Again, there it is right there. See that little wet area? That's where the breach is up on the roof. So see, we'd have never been able to find this if we didn't start on the lower portion of the roof as well as open the ceiling here. And then we want to check other areas and make sure and verify and confirm there's any other breaches. But so far that looks like that's going to be the only spot right there. Now that we've located the leak, as you can see, we're building a containment. This also could be done prior to opening up the ceiling as well. But we're going to go ahead and build a containment. And the reason why we want to do that is we're going to set up our dehumidifier, which is right there. And what we'll do is we're going to let that run for about 3 days, again, to dry out the inside of the ceiling and walls. All right, now that we know where the leak's at, we're going to go up on the roof and actually do the repairs as well.